Hi everyone, my name is Beth Hope and I'm a member of Redeemer Church in Plymouth. Hope that you are doing as well as you can under the current lockdown. It's very trying and tricky circumstances which are presenting very unique challenges for us as a society at the minute. And it's been beautiful to see people reaching out and helping under the guidelines. So that's been really encouraging, despite the trial that we're going through. But this time also presents a very unique opportunity for us to think about how we can step away from our everyday and use this time best to meditate, to perhaps feed our minds and our hearts, perhaps through reading books. So Grant and Suze have asked me to give you guys a couple of recommendations for material that I've read or I'm reading at the minute, and that's been particularly useful. I'm going to present to you a Christian book first. So firstly, my number one recommendation for you is God on Mute. So this was written by Pete Greig, who also coordinated the 24/7 prayer movement. And he also has another book that's available on prayer, which I would greatly encourage you to read and access via YouTube. This book in particular has been really central, I think, to my understanding and journey through where is God when prayers aren't being answered. It's something that we as Christians will experience at some point in our walk with God. And so I found this particularly useful, and I'd encourage you to read this during this time. The book itself follows the testimony of Pete Greig and his wife Sammy. Sammy very suddenly was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and it follows the process Pete and his family went through battling with what seemed to be an answered prayer. So you have that framing the overall story. There's testimonies of unanswered prayer and unanswered prayers that have gone on to be answered, which are very encouraging, but also useful, because the reality is that not all of our prayers are going to be answered. In terms of the content, the book is split into 4 sections, which follow the Easter story. Jesus as our model for prayer, going through that process of how am I going to get through this in the Garden of Gethsemane, through to why aren't my prayers being answered when it gets to Good Friday and we can see the people on the outside seeing Jesus being crucified. Where is God when heaven is silent? So think about Easter Saturday when Jesus has died, he's in the tomb and everything seems hopeless. And heaven seems silent. And then finally on that Easter Sunday, when every prayer is answered. So one thing that I've been working through particularly, I've just finished the section on Maundy Thursday, and it frames it with Jesus's prayer, Abba Father, everything for you is possible. Take this cup from me, but not my will, but your be done. So I would encourage you to perhaps maybe reflect on that today if that's something that's posing a real challenge for you. And there's also a personal checklist at the back and some extra helpful resources to help you process unanswered prayer as well. So it's not a fix-all for unanswered prayer, but I would greatly encourage you to use this and meditate on this, particularly with things as they are at the moment. For something that's fictional and something perhaps a little bit of a lighter read that you might be looking for in this time where it's all a little bit intense, I'd greatly encourage you to read Wonder. It's a young adult fiction book. It's great for children from age about 11 upwards and for adults. It's a beautiful story of a boy who's born with a birth defect and his experience of being integrated into normal education. It's beautiful, it's uplifting. I greatly would recommend it for you if you're looking for a real heartwarming read. There is also a film that was released in November last year with Julia Roberts. I haven't watched it yet, but if you're someone who perhaps wants to watch the film before reading the book, I'd encourage you to access that too. So that's all from me. Let me know how you guys get on. We hope that you have a really good week, and hopefully we'll catch you soon. All right, all our love to you all. Bye.